Hey guys, Rich JK here, and welcome to episode 1 of the My Team Career Mode for F1 2020. So then guys, I'd just like to point out right now that these videos are going to be longer. They will take longer to edit and to make. So please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new, because I'm on the road to a combined of 100 subscribers on both of my channels. Currently, I think we're on 46 on my main and 12 on this one. But yeah, right now we're just setting up the My Team Career Mode, including things like sponsors, engines, and my teammate. But yeah, the first thing is we obviously have to choose a sponsorship. And I think I end up going with the first one because they pay out a decent amount of money straight up front. And they also just, they give you a decent goal bonus, weekly wages, they give you quite decent, and it's also a easy challenge. No, actually, I think, wait, which one do I go for? Oh, yeah, complete a full season. It is definitely that one. Because I do take a while looking through them, because obviously it's a difficult decision to make. But I think next we're now looking for power unit, and I think I go with the Honda one, because I was looking between Honda and Renault. And also because I'm playing on like 35 difficulty. I think it's 35, and I don't know if I can actually bump it up. If I can, I will bump it up to 40. But yeah, as I see in this episode, guys, I actually am still very prone to mistakes. Even though in the last episode of F1, my first episode of F1 I posted upon the channel, even though I did pretty decently in that one with George Russell, I start higher up, but I don't even finish in the points in today's episode, guys. And you'll see why, because it is very, it was a good race. It was just, I was alone for a lot of the race, hence why it probably won't be the most exciting video. But I was alone for most of the race. But towards the end of the race, we did do pretty well indeed. So, we now have to make a choice of driver, and we go with Mick Schumacher because he is my favourite young driver coming through. Obviously, the driver of Haas next year. Now going to be driving for Velocity. I think I call myself Velocity F1, because why not? It's just a decent name. But yeah, what I decide to go with is I decide to just call my team this. And I just decide to go with that badge that I end up selecting. And I just decide to go with this one. Because why not? I don't really care. It's just a badge. And also, I did have an option to just change my livery and stuff like that. So like my team colours and stuff. But in the end, I've decided that it's not the best option. I don't really care. So, yeah, what we're going to do is just do that. So, I did have a chance to change my team colours, and now we're going to be looking at the track. So, 10 races in our season, guys. We're going to have Australia. We're going to get rid of Bahrain. Vietnam, we are going to get rid of as well. I don't want Vietnam on the calendar, guys. However, I do want Belgium on the calendar. I want Abu Dhabi there because it's the final race of the season, no matter how difficult it will be. I do want it on there. I don't want Japan, but I do want Mexico. I want Italy. I want Belgium, obviously. I want Britain. Austria, I don't really care about that much, but, we'll go with it anyway. I do want Russia because no, actually, I don't, because it's a boring race. I do want Singapore, though. Wait, actually, do I go with Singapore because it's a night track? No, because I do have a different night track. We have Britain, Austria, Italy, Vietnam's the one that we didn't want, and other than that, I feel like we've gone with it, yeah, and we've gone with it. But yeah, what we're doing is we're going with 25% races, one-shot quali, no formation lap, and we're going to go with 35, I think we end up going with, but I don't know if I can change it. I don't know if I can change it now, but I will change it if I can. I will change it if I can, guys, don't worry. If I can't, then I'm sorry, but if I can, then sick. I will do it. But if not, then I might just never upgrade my car, unless I have to, and I might just start from further back throughout the whole career mode if it gets too easy, to make it more exciting for you guys. Always going around cars, racing from the back to make it quite fun. And there we go. That is it. That is the My Team Career Mode started up. So yeah, we do have an interview to do with some random Donny Yeezer. So yeah, I'll let you guys listen to that, and then I will be back. I actually don't know if I get it all. I don't think I have it all in there, but yeah. Other than that, I'm just going to be quiet for a few minutes or a minute while this plays out.
Folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to give exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT, and of course, Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams, and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. There's a rich history of that in Formula One too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill, and Bruce McLaren all drove their own. Has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula One, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Every team needs two drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates? No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat? How are you expecting the car to feel out on track? The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
Alright then guys, so now heading into the main menu. And this is basically it. This bit is just basically me figuring out the menus. I don't know what any of this stuff does. I think you can upgrade these facilities to make your car and your driver and your teammate and stuff better. You can also do activities and stuff like that as well. I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of that. I'm probably just gonna improve my R&D when I can. And I'm just gonna figure stuff figure stuff out as I go along. But yeah, we do decide to make a couple of upgrades. Nothing major, just a couple of half-decent upgrades to start off the series. As I said, nothing major, but, you know, you got to start from somewhere, right? You've got to start from somewhere, indeed. So, we've done it. We've done it, basically. We've got ourselves set up. Velocity F1 is now a team. I don't know why I've called it Velocity F1. I have always wanted to be a part of a clan called Velocity. I've always had an idea of calling a esports team Velocity. If I did have that team, I'd probably do it for FIFA, for Rocket League, for F1, for just a various amount of competitive games. But yeah, right now we're just simulating to the car reveal. And I'll let you guys listen ahead to the car reveal as well. We also need to just get some activities set up. So yeah, what we do is we just decide to do a pre-season campaign. But yeah, I'll let you guys listen to this. So yes, guys, back into the menu again. And here we go with the race weekend. Which should be here in a day. So I think, well, yeah, we've been told we can get a new sponsor. So I do spend a little bit of time going through, but I feel like we just go with, oh yeah, get a sponsor where you both don't DNF in a race. Oh my god, the hardest sponsor you'll ever have to complete, guys, because you will see in this episode the most depressing thing ever, especially having this sponsor. Yeah, complete a full race with both drivers. Yep. Yep. Mick, not great, but yeah, we are able now to go to the race weekend. We do practice one, we do a flying lap, and then we do the time barrier things where we practice doing the barriers for the race. And other than that, we then just skip straight to one shot quali, which you guys will see in just a minute. But yeah, I don't know if this is anything important. I'll probably just skip ahead till the next bit of commentary that I need to do. Alright then, guys, so heading into qualifying. We are going to be qualifying on the soft compound of tyres because, you know, it's one-shot quali. We literally have, because it's only 25% races, it'll be it'll be about 12 to 18 lap races. So basically, we will need three sets of tyres for the whole weekend, maybe four, depending on if I actually take part in practice, which I will, especially when I get a wheel. But yeah, as you can see, guys, we're just going to go with the soft compound of tyres. And I would like to say that this part of the video is in full speed. But yeah, guys, here we go. A lap around Australia in our brand new car. Let's get it. Alright, so heading into the first corner. It's a nice entry. We did turn in a little bit early there, but we are able to recover. Nice on the racing line here. Keeping up with Valtteri Bottas quite nicely here because he is the shadow. He is the pole sitter for the race. So if we can keep up with him, then we're doing well. Again, we've turned in early. We braked too early again. I think it's because I was used to the Williams car. The Williams car probably has worse brakes, maybe, because I feel like I upgraded my brakes. I've upgraded my brakes. But yeah, maybe we can brake a bit later because, again, we brake a bit later this time, and it is a wonderful corner. We actually keep up a decent gap to Valtteri this time. But yeah, going into the next corner, once again, we've braked way too early again, and we've basically gone in way too early again, which has lost us a bit more time. Well, we've lost about 6 tenths so far from Valtteri. I would guess about 6 tenths because of the fact that we're turning in way too early. Maybe even more at this rate because, you know, Valtteri's just a naturally quick, well, the Mercedes is a naturally quick car. But again, are we going to turn in early? No, we've actually turned in late, but we've got a nice entry now. We've got a nice little straight to build off, and then this one, again, we've turned in too early. And that means we've gone wide because I had to compensate for that. And this corner, really nice. That's probably the best I've ever taken that corner, but it's a slow exit. Getting really close to the wall, almost riding the curb. But coming up to the line, activating DRS, and it is a 14th position for the race this weekend. So yeah, very, very good. Let's hopefully do well. But yeah, Bottas, Hamilton, Albon, Verstappen, Perez, Vettel, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Kvyat, Sainz, and myself. We are 2.167 seconds off the pace. We are followed by Grosjean. I don't actually know where Mick Schumacher qualifies, but yeah, I'll see you guys, for the start of the race.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session.
Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row.
As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have
Albon, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Vettel, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Esteban Ocon,
Norris, Kvyat,
Carlos Sainz, and the owner driver, Grosjean, Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, and Kimi Raikkonen.
Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Latifi, and George Russell ends our grid lineup.
And now it's time to head down to the track.
So then guys, as you see, we are going to be starting on the soft compound tyres and changing to the mediums around the same time we did in the, it's basically the same race as last, because we're coming in around lap 7, maybe lap 6, just depends how I feel, because I've now figured out how to talk to the team, or I do during this race. But yeah, here we go, we're now on the grid, ready to start this race, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, making sure I'm recording. 5 red lights. And it's lights off and away we go. And it's a brilliant start. We've jumped Sainz, Kvyat. We are now closing up on Norris. Ocon. Here we go. We're going for the lunge now on Charles Leclerc. We have to slow down. I don't want to make too much contact here. We have hit Sergio Perez. No, Lance Stroll, I believe that is. And do we have wing damage? No, we do not. So it's a good corner so far. But here comes Norris on our outside, and he's made us drive into the back of Ocon, and that is some serious front right wing damage, and we might have to pit for that, you know, because, well, we've had a good start, but that's not going to hold. I was under too much pressure from Sainz, and I wasn't thinking properly about the position. And, yeah, we're now going for the dive on Ocon, and we've got more wing damage, and Lando Norris has gone up our inside. Absolutely awful. I still don't know how to confirm strategies either, so now we're being pressured by a car behind us. I know I could have just flashbacked it, but I decided not to. I actually kind of forgot at the time. I was just trying to race and not rely on flashbacks too much for this, well, series. I don't want to do them too often unless it's, like, really not my fault or it's a really big crash that knocks me out. I will probably just flashback it so I don't go out the race for you guys. And if I do and it's my fault, then I probably will just leave it as a funny moment. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to confirm that strategy, but I don't know how. And I've gone right, and we're being closed down, but I'm holding onto the position. I'm holding off Danny Kvyat vigorously here. I don't want him to go past. And are we going to finally able to do it? Yes, we have, but we've gone wide on the corner as well. It's a horrible race so far for the Velocity F1 team. It's just a tragedy where I've messed up in myself. I've not had a good pit entry, getting too distracted. But let's hope that it's a quick pit stop from the team. But it won't be due to the fact that it is just basically a slower stop. Because we obviously have to put on a front ring, so it'll be about an 8-second stop. Am I right by saying that? Is it an 8-second stop? Yes, it is. 9 seconds. It's a 9-second stop from the Velocity F1 team. It's not amazing, and we do come out 24 seconds behind Mick Schumacher, so we are going to have a lot of work to do within this race to try catch back up to Mick himself. But yeah, let's hopefully get that started now with some really serious lap times. We are going to have to put in some absolute stonkers here if we're going to want to catch back up and maybe even jump ahead, because right now if they were to make a pit stop, especially with the slow pit stop, if it was just a tyre pit stop, we would probably be only about 20 seconds behind, but we are 26 seconds behind right now, and it's not gone great. It is not gone great at all for the boys, or for myself so far. We are going to have to pick this up. We are going to have to put in some really good lap times. I'm not aiming for points now in this race. I would have been if I'd stayed P12, but I'm not going to be able to. I got a great start. I got a bit carried away. I wasn't paying attention to the car in front, more the car behind, when it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton setting a 129, and it's actually a green first sector and a purple middle sector. Jesus! I just set a purple middle sector in the Velocity F1 car. Holy Jesus, that means I'm actually doing well. We are now 24 seconds behind Mick Schumacher, so we gained 2 seconds on that lap. I'm still making sure I'm recording, but yeah, we're back to the quick bits now. So yeah guys, as I just said, we are now into the part of the video that is going to be 2 seconds quick. Which means guys, we are going to get through quite a few laps here because for most of the race now, I actually drive quite alone. Up and towards like the last couple of laps, I am pretty much by myself. Maybe with a threat from Kimi Raikkonen towards the end after a pit stop he makes. But yeah, right now we're just trying to put in decent lap times to close up to Mick Schumacher, who was ended up in 21st. I think he started like 20th anyway, but he's dropped down behind George Russell, behind Giovinazzi and Latifi. If we can even get past a few of them, I would be quite happy, guys. We don't end up finishing in the points, as I've already said. But if we can maybe recover the P14 that we started with, I'd be really happy. Maybe even P15 would be pretty decent. But, yeah, I'm not expecting much now from that race after a slow pit stop, and B, the crashes that we had, losing time as well, and the poor pit entry. It just has all made the race crumble. We'd be about 20 seconds behind right now, Mick Schumacher. And therefore, we could even be closing up to the cars, like, towards the end of the race that were out of sight. We could have been close again. But we don't actually make another pit stop in our race, in this race, because we've pitted for the medium tyres. I probably should have changed the tyre to the hard tyre, because then towards the end of the race, I would have had quite a lot of pace. Because right now, we are setting personal best sectors. I don't think we'll set a personal best middle sector. Oh, yes, we do. We do set a personal best, but a little bit of a slide on the gravel there, getting too... I don't want to say trigger happy, but getting a bit too happy with the steering, going a bit wide there, and actually not a bad corner there. And Romain Grosjean is now out of the session, which is not great, but Mick Schumacher gets promoted a position. And I don't know how Grosjean's gone out. It's probably some sort of mechanical issue. The yellow flag should be going off. Yeah, here it's a mechanical fault for Romain Grosjean. And we are now within 17 seconds of Kimi Raikkonen. And Schumacher's gone past him as well. Schumacher's got past Kimi Raikkonen. Well done, Mick, mate. Honestly, well done, Mick. You've got yourself past a former world champion in a brand new F1 car, promoted from F2. But yeah, just setting some personal best lap times here. Some really consistent lap times. And George Russell now is in the pits. So we will get George Russell quite easily, and I think he ends up finishing towards the back end of the grid anyway. But yeah, now moving forward, and I'm looking and I'm paying attention, and Schumacher has fallen behind Kimi Raikkonen, which is quite unfortunate. And he's actually Mick Schumacher's DNF'd. It's a mechanical fault, and Mick Schumacher has DNF'd from the Australian Grand Prix. I think it was a mechanical fault, but we both had to finish this race for the extra bonus, and now we can't get that because only I will end up hopefully finishing this race. That is really unfortunate for Mick. His first drive in the Velocity F1 car. Hopefully he can do better next episode in the Dutch Grand Prix, which that is next episode, guys. The Dutch Grand Prix. Never drove there before, ever. Like, I know the Italy circuit, I know the Australian circuit. I don't have any clue about the Dutch circuit. So if you guys can give me some tips about that circuit in the comments, I'll probably watch some videos on the circuit myself. But yeah, we're just trying to set personal best lap times after personal best lap times. Just trying to do our best here, just to try propel the team forward. To just, you know, try get up there, basically. Because Mick Schumacher's DNF, Grosjean's DNF, which is Russell's coming to the pits relatively early, because most cars will be coming in at the end of this lap. So the likes of Kimi Raikkonen, Nicholas Latifi, they should be coming in now. But yeah, other than them, there's no one really else to overtake on this grid that I can really overtake on this grid. So yeah, there we go. End of the lap. People are coming in left, right and centre, and we do end up behind Pierre Gasly, who has already made a stop. We are now in P18. 6 seconds behind Pierre. And 7 seconds ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. 8 seconds ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. But yeah, we're just going to have to keep pushing on, I guess, because that was unfortunate for Mick. But for the team, we're going to have to keep pushing forward. We might not get our bonus, but if we can just push ourselves higher up the grid, it'll give us some decent driver acclaim against him, because, you know, we'll obviously finish higher than him unless we DNF. So yeah, let's hopefully keep on pushing. Now moving towards lap 9 of the race, actually, and we've gone wide on the pit exit, well, entry. But yeah, moving on into lap 9 right now. My tyres, as you can see, I'm trying to manage my tyres, and we've come out now ahead of Giovinazzi and ahead of Latifi. Alright then, so moving into lap number 9 of this race. Giovinazzi 2 seconds behind, Pierre Gasly pulling away to 8 seconds ahead. P16, it's not awful, I feel, no, actually it was Giovinazzi that gives us pressure towards the end of the race and not Kimi Räikkönen, guys, that is my fault. I told you that, so sorry about that. But yeah, a bit late on that corner, and again wide on this corner, but it's a nice straight, obviously. Giovinazzi still 2 seconds behind, which is perfectly fine at this stage of the race. Obviously not too long left either, so it should be an comfortable enough ride home. I don't think we'll be able to push Pierre Gasly unless we gain 2 seconds a lap. Then I think we might be able to get him, but 2 seconds a lap on 9 lap old tyres is going to be really hard, especially with the fact that we keep making mistakes as well during this race. The tyres getting quite worn now as well. They're on about 30%, 50% really is the place you don't want to be at. But I feel like I could literally not have to make a pit stop in a race, but of course you have to on this game. And I mess up again trying to go for comms, and I go wide, and Giovinazzi now is within a second of me. And basically I just wanted to know my vehicle condition, and I messed up, so now Giovinazzi's all over me coming into the last few laps of the race, which isn't great because Giovinazzi's on way fresher tyres, 7 lap fresher tyres he's on. I'm on 10 lap old tyres, he's on 4 lap old tyres or something stupid like that. So his tyres are a lot younger than mine. He's a quicker car as well on paper. He's a better driver than me. He's also AI, and AI aren't stupid like me. So this doesn't look good, especially as we keep making mistakes during this race. Again, we've gone wide, which isn't great, but we're still ahead. And Giovinazzi is now 2 seconds behind again, so we've done a brilliant job to keep him 2 seconds behind, putting in some great lap times there, but we are now 9 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. So what it seems like is there's a gap between the cars in front of me and then me and the cars behind. It's not I'm making the cars behind me slower, it's that the cars ahead of me are just so much better. And they're in the upper middle group, we're in the bottom middle group. And when they get ahead, no matter what old tyres they're on, they pull away, whereas me and the group behind, I pull away from the group behind. They're also not good, but yeah, again, I've gone off track there. And here comes Giovinazzi, only 5 tenths behind me, putting the pressure on. This is going to be a nerve-wracking last couple of laps here, as we head on to lap number 13, now only a couple laps left, making sure I'm recording once again. But, yeah, we have to go defensive into the first turn. Do we go defensive again into turn 2? No, we are 8 tenths, and we've cut the corner there. Who really cares? Stewards don't care. The stewards are a bit stupid, let's be honest. But yeah, really looking forward to the race tomorrow, guys. If you guys ever want me to stream my reaction to a game on Twitch, then I am happy to do that. But yeah, going around now, when we go on to lap 14, guys, I feel like we're going to get a lot of pressure from Giovinazzi. But yeah, getting the power down there, really, really nice racing. It's been a good race. If I hadn't crashed, I feel like right now I could be P13, maybe P12, a push. Because I feel like I could hold off Kevin Magnussen. I feel like I could hold off Pierre Gasly. But with only a couple of laps left, we have a Alfa Romeo bearing down on us, only 5 tenths down, with fresher tyres, better car, better AI. It doesn't look good for me, does it, guys? It really, really doesn't. But as we get on to the last lap, which is the next lap, I make a bit of a mistake. So I have to stop the recording, and we're on one of the final straights. And when I resume recording, because I was distracted, Pierre gets me. He does it. He gets me. So you're going to see what happens. You're going to see some composure. But we've gone wide again, which we were 2 seconds ahead of Giovinazzi. You're an idiot. You were 2 seconds ahead. This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't made that mistake there, you idiot. And now we're literally on thin ice here. He's only a couple of attempts behind now. We've just got to play defensive now. I really want to hold on to this P16. P16 just feels like a better number compared to 17. No reason why. It's just, and Valtteri Bottas has won the race. So, good for Valtteri, But not good for us. as you can see, guys, making sure I'm recording, and I'm slow, and Giovinazzi's got me, and I'm like, no you don't, I want that. Look at this. Dive bomb, getting the elbows out, one of my best moves on the F1 game so far. It's only for P16, it doesn't matter, but that move made me feel so good inside. I was unhappy that he got me. And we even get the last corner off really well, and therefore we've ended up placing P16 in the Grand Prix of Australia, the first Grand Prix of the season. We're going to hope to pick up a points finish pretty soon. Maybe Italy, a track where I know pretty well, because that was the only track I used to play back on the old F1 games, because it was easier. But yeah, a bit of a struggle today, guys, but Kevin Magnussen, driver of the day. And yeah, it has been a proper struggle, guys. Hopefully for the Dutch Grand Prix we can have a good race. Probably only going to do qualifying in the race for that one. I probably will, though, do a race around Turkey beforehand in a slower car at the back to get used to it. But with the racing line, I feel like I could get it. And even if I do start in last, I feel like I could get some pretty decent gains throughout the race. So, as you can see, Valtteri, Lewis on the podium. I think Max was on the podium as well. But yeah, let's see how the race actually finished. So, Valtteri, Hamilton, Albon, Verstappen, Vettel, Perez, Leclerc. I finished in 16th. I was really far off the pace. DNFs for Mick Schumacher and Romain Grosjean. So, all in all, not an awful race, but not a great race because Mick didn't finish it. I messed up. I made a mistake, but that dive bomb at the end, guys, was absolutely filthy. That's all I'm going to say. It was absolutely filthy, guys. But, yeah, you know what, guys? I will see you guys next time for the Dutch Grand Prix. Thank you all for watching. I don't know what's coming up next. I feel like it's just menu stuff, so I don't want to commentate over that. So, thank you all for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.